Bajoga is a kingdom of prosperity and strength, ruled by the just and wise King Buba. His reign is marked by peace, wealth, and respect from neighboring lands. However, one matter casts a shadow over his throne. Despite many years of marriage to Queen Didi, the queen has no heir. The people whisper about this in the streets, and the king's advisors grow increasingly worried about the kingdom's future. King Buba, though troubled, holds faith in the gods. He prays often, seeking guidance. But in recent months, something strange has been happening. He's been having vivid dreams in which he himself carries a child. Dismissing them as a mere fantasy, he continues his duties. However, these dreams soon become something far more real. One night, as King Buba sleeps, the celestial figure from his dreams appear once again. This time, the presence feels more real, more powerful. The figure draped in starlight speaks, "King Buba, your prayers have been heard. You shall have an heir, but the gods have chosen you as the bearer. It is through you that the child of prophecy will be born." The king wakes, sweat pouring from his brow. His hands increasingly moves to his stomach, where he feels a faint warmth. He brushes the dream off, but that warmth lingers throughout the day, leaving him disturbed. He keeps this uncertainly experience to himself, but the days ahead will prove that this was no ordinary dream. Weeks pass and King Buba's discomfort grows. He notices a small but undeniable change. His belly begins to swell and he feels a strange energy growing within him. The royal physicians were unable to explain the phenomena. Whispers begin to circulate throughout the palace and the kingdom. Some think it is a curse, others believe the king is hiding a secret illness. The queen, although loving and supportive, grows distant, unable to comprehend what is happening to her husband. The king, for the first time in his reign, feels isolated as his body betrays him in a way no one can understand. The kingdom thrown into disarray as the kingdom's condition becomes impossibly to ignore. The royal council is split. Some advisors remain loyal, believing that this is a divine occurrence, a miracle from the gods. But others, led by ambitious Chief Uzodima, whisper in weakness the king's inability to rule in the state. Chief Uzodima secretly gathers support from those who seek to overthrow the king. He spread rumors that the king is cursed, that his pregnancy is unnatural, and that Bajoga's future is at stake. Meanwhile, Queen Didi struggles with her own fears and uncertainties. Though she loves her husband, she wonders what this means for her own position. Will the people accept a pregnant king, or will the kingdom fall into chaos? Desperate for answers, King Buba embarks on a secret journey. He rides out to the far corners of his kingdom to consult the ancient seers and shamans who dwell in the remote villages. There he meets the wise Choka, who has lived for over a century and is said to possess knowledge of both spiritual and the physical beings. The sage tells him of a prophecy long forgotten. A king will bear the child of God, a child destined to bring great change to the land. But beware, for with this birth comes a time of great journey. Your child will be born with power, but their arrival will draw out the darkness hidden within your courts. King Buba returns to his palace, troubled but determined to face whatever lies ahead. He realizes that his child is not merely a royal heir, but a divine figure, the fate of the kingdom itself. Back at the palace, Chief Uzodima's rumor gains momentum. He gathers discounted nobles and high-ranking officials, convincing them that the king's pregnancy is a sign of weakness, a cause that will bring ruin to the kingdom. They plan to overthrow King Buba, imprison Queen Didi, and take control of the throne. But their plot is not without resistance. A faction loyal to the king, led by the courageous General Ikenna, begins to uncover hints of the rumor. Tensions rise as the palace becomes a place of secrets and intrigue, with alliances forming and breaking behind closed doors. Day arrives when the king Buba labor begins. The sky darkens and a violent storm brews over the kingdom. The palace is filled with anxious whispers as the king cries out in pain. Queen Didi and the most trusted servants remained by his side, while the royal physicians are at a loss. But just as the king's pain reaches its peak, a mysterious midwife arrives. She is an old woman from the mountains, known for mystical healing powers. The moment she steps into the chamber, a calm descends over the room. She places her hands over the king's belly and speaks in a language no one understands. In a scene filled with magic and wonder, the child is born, not through the king's womb, but through his chest in a burst of light. The air is filled with divine energy, and the king, a daughter, is born with a golden mark on her forehead. She is named Chidinma, God's gift. While the kingdom rejoices at the birth of the child, Chief Uzodinma sees his opportunity, believing that the birth of this divine child will weaken the king's authority. Makes his move. Late at night, he sneaks into the royal nursery with a dagger, ready to eliminate the child and frame the king's strange pregnancy as the result of dark sorcery. But as he raises the dagger, something extraordinary happens. The child, though only an infant, opens her eyes and the golden mark on her forehead glows brightly. The dagger shatters in Chief Uzodinma's hand, and he is thrown across the room by an invisible force. The palace is alerted and Chief Uzodinma is arrested. The rebellion he had plotted falls apart as his followers flee. The following day, King Buba holds court, with his daughter in his arms and his loyal subjects surrounding him. The conspirators are brought before him, and the king makes a shocking decision. Rather than executing them for their treachery, he shows mercy, sending them into exile with a warning. The gods have spoken. The child born from me is the future of this kingdom. Any who stand against her stand against the will of the gods. The people, in awe of the king's wisdom and the divine nature of the child, cheer in support. Queen Didi, standing beside him, watches as the king rallies behind their new princess. As the years pass, Princess Chidinma grows into a beautiful and wise ruler. Under her guidance, the kingdom of Obebe enters a golden age. King Buba, though no longer the main ruler, serves as a trusted advisor to his daughter, helping her navigate the challenges of leadership. The story of the king who carried a child became a legend, passing down through generations, teaching lessons of faith, destiny, and the mysterious ways of gods. In the end, the king of Obebe flourished. Make sure you do subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment. Thank you.